Hello, and welcome to Select 10. In this video, we will go over our picks for the top 10 best new Hollywood movies released on Netflix, Amazon Prime, and other major streaming platforms in January and February 2024. So get ready to be overwhelmed as we look into the top 10 new films that present fresh stories, exciting adventures, breathtaking visuals, and captivating characters that have entertained the audience in these first 2 months of 2024. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Red Right Hand. It is a 2024 action thriller film directed by Ian Nelms and Esham Nelms. The narrative centers on a man named Cash who is attempting to lead a morally upright and peaceful life while caring for his brother Finney and his tragically orphaned niece Savannah. However, his seemingly calm life is interrupted when Finney borrows money from Big Cat, the local mob lord, and finds it difficult to pay it back. Cash tries to make things right in the meantime, and Big Cat agrees to compromise if he performs 3 drug-related and murderous assignments for her. But things get much more difficult when Big Cat forces put him to the test to see how far he will go to safeguard his family. The filmmakers did a great job capturing some incredibly beautiful shots of the setting, and the picture moves along a straight, although a bit formulaic plot. For the most part, you will already know where the narrative is headed, but there are a few unexpected turns that up the intensity and add to the exciting performance. Overall, the plot revolves around a mixture of violent vigilantism and family principles and offers not much new other than some excellent action, but it is still an enjoyable thriller. Number 9. Miller's Girl. It is a 2024 erotic thriller film directed by Jade Halley Bartlett. The narrative centers on Cairo Sweet, a gifted female writer who sets out on an innovative journey after her teacher, Jonathan Miller, gives her an assignment that draws them both into an ever more complex entanglement where the lines between teaching and learning are crossed. Professor and Cairo must face their deepest impulses as limits dissolve and their lives entwine, all the while fighting to maintain their particular sense of destiny and the values that are most important to them. The film has a striking visual aesthetic, excellent direction, and great dialogue, but some viewers might not be happy with how it ends. The film fumbles a few times in terms of plot, timing, and growth of characters, but Jenna Ortega and Martin Freeman's outstanding performances pull it through to the very end. The film's execution is unsatisfactory overall. Although Miller's Girl has a lot of backstory and dialogue, there isn't enough consistency. There isn't a sufficient explanation to understand why the situations wind up becoming so horrible and inaccurately stated. Number 8. Anyone But You. It is a 2023 romantic comedy film directed by Will Gluck. The narrative starts with Bea and Ben discovering, following their thrilling first meeting, that their once ferocious romance has mysteriously faded to icy miscommunication. But during a romantic Australian wedding, fate steps in, and they are unintentionally thrown together at an Australian vacation wedding. They act to be together, but then sparks fly again, making them face their genuine emotions and welcome another shot at love. Even though Anyone But You isn't exactly a groundbreaking film, it's a charmingly real and enjoyable watch. Even with their natural charisma, Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell have trouble connecting when playing off one another in the first act, but when their comedic chemistry does strike, it makes for some great chuckles. The first half of the story is sadly hampered by a predictable plot, but the second half is charming and amusing enough to save an entertaining, if repetitive, romantic comedy. Number 7. Double Blind. It is a horror mystery thriller directed by Ian Hunt Duffy. The plot centers on a drug testing trial that goes catastrophically wrong, forcing 7 young participants to confront the medication's horrifying adverse effects after remaining sleepless for days. The catch is that they will die if they are asleep. Now imprisoned in a remote medical center, they frantically search for a means to undo the trial's negative effects, while soon each participant begins to pass out. Panic sets in throughout this, and they start turning against one another, while Claire, the group's unexpected leader, is in the midst of everything, trying to hold everyone together, figure out a way out, and learn how to remain conscious. This film skillfully blends body horror and cramped dread, and its well-crafted performances ensure that viewers on each side of the screen remain focused throughout. Its well-made 90-minute runtime includes a certain amount of societal criticism, in addition to several scary and truly creepy moments that are going to keep you interested throughout. Number 6. Right On. It is a 2023 action drama film directed by Larry Yang. The plot centers on 2 loan sharks trying to take control of Red Hair, the stunt horse of a retired stuntman, Luo. In the aftermath, a video of their confrontation and the 2 dramatic escapes became popular on social media platforms. Meanwhile, the debt collectors, who are angry after being made fun of online, reappear to get retribution, enabling Luo and Red Hair to carry out a plethora of outrageous steps that surpass even their most audacious stunts from their era. As the truth about their clash with collection agencies becomes sensational, Luo and Red Hair surprisingly become an overnight global phenomenon, while Luo is given another opportunity to decide between his family and his stunt business. The movie is almost entirely family-friendly, although it does suffer from a theme that leans more toward drama than toward humor or pure enjoyment. Even if it's not the greatest Jackie Chan movie, there are a few positive aspects to it, such as the emotionally charged father-daughter dynamic, insightful filmmaking, concern for animals, and entertaining action scenes. Number 5. Upgraded. It is a 2024 romantic comedy film directed by Carlson Young. The protagonist of the story is Anna, who, while traveling for work, gets promoted to first class and unintentionally meets the attractive Will, who confuses Anna for Claire, the boss she works for. After then, this misunderstanding, or, let's say, a lie, starts a dazzling series of scenarios that lead to possibilities and love until the truth starts to come to light and threatens their relationship. Though marketed as a romantic comedy, the narrative mostly centers on Anna's career obstacles rather than her romantic relationship with Will. Also, there is inevitably an uneven proportion of humor and romance, which deviates from the plot and leaves important details feeling undeveloped. However, Camila Mendes and Archie Arino's dynamic as a couple is great, which lends credibility to their romance. Despite a few drawbacks, the movie is cleverly written and delivers a delightful romantic comedy with vibrant characters and witty dialogue, making it a fun watch. If you're not expecting anything seriously romantic, it's still worth seeing for the performances and the process of self-discovery getaway. Number 4. Donkey. It's a comedy-drama movie from 2023 that's based on the donkey traveling method of illegal immigration. The plot centers on a group of friends from a Punjab town who want to move to England to pursue careers. However, their issue is that they do not have a ticket or a visa to enter the country. They attempt to obtain a visa by taking entrance examinations for universities in London, but all of their efforts are in vain, and their dream is dashed when an unforeseen catastrophe strikes. The primary plot starts with an ex-soldier promising to take them via the donkey path to London. The journey that unfolds next is an emotional and humorous one, as they battle to get across countries and encounter obstacles that permanently alter their lives. While SRK is the main draw, there are a lot of instances where the writing and dialogue fall flat. The first half is rich and precise, with the feel-good humor and straightforward style that are characteristic of its filmmaker, Raj Kumar, who has directed some of the best movies, such as 3 Idiots. The second half, in particular, feels slow. It is an endearing tale of a treacherous trip, boundaries, friendships, longing for one's native land, and love that triumphs over all. Overall, the story wanders and the humor is unsatisfactory, but it still makes you laugh and gives you an enjoyable experience. Number 3. Lisa Frankenstein. It is a 2024 comedy horror film directed by Zelda Williams. The story revolves around Lisa, a misinterpreted teenager goth girl who, in 1989, finds herself in a brand new educational institution during her final year and finds it difficult to blend in, even though Taffy, her sister, tries to get her to adopt a more conventional cheering persona. However, when a bizarre event revives a body from the ancient graveyard where she was wasting time, she is forced to keep his return hidden from her relatives and colleagues while considering whether or not she would like to assist him and at what expense. Shortly following his resurrection due to her hilariously macabre circumstances, both of them set off on a homicidal quest to discover affection, joy, and a few of their missing parts of themselves. The narrative attempts to fuse romance, humor, horror, and teenage despair together while maintaining a very grim tone. It all adds up to an unusual mist that produces a few delightful moments. Although Sprouse gives a showy performance in his gory character, the film is still very much the Catherine Newton show and is entertaining enough to watch. Number 2. Code 8, Part 2. It is a 2024 sci-fi action film and a sequel to the 2019 film, Code 8. The story revolves around the 4% of people in Lincoln City who have extraordinary powers. The primary focus is on a young girl's search for justice for her brother, who was killed by dishonest police officials. She seeks the assistance of an ex-con and his former accomplice when she emerges as a target and an eyewitness to the cover-up. Together, they take on a group of dishonest police officers who use cutting-edge robotic technology to hide their true identities. If you haven't seen the first film yet, here is a spoiler-free plot overview to help you decide. Code 8 takes place in a universe where individuals who have abilities are known as powers. The main plot of the narrative follows Connor Reed as he struggles to live as a power in a society that mistreats and takes advantage of him. The film has a striking visual aesthetic because of its slick production design and masterful special effects, which realistically and immersively bring the power's abilities to life. Building on the success of the first film, Code 8, Part 2 offers a more realistic portrayal of the superhero genre while exploring the concept of powers and the conflicts that occur in society as a result of their presence. Both Robbie Amell and Stephen Amell gave excellent performances, and the film surpasses the original in every way, thanks to its amazing action scenes and impressive special effects. Number 1. The Promised Land. It is a 2023 epic historical drama film, directed by Nicola Jarsel. The narrative follows forgotten battle hero Captain Ludwig Collin, who ventures out to control a huge barren territory where it seems that nothing can flourish. His only intention upon arriving on the desolate wasteland is to fulfill the king's admonition to develop the land, become wealthy, and gain respect. However, Collin swiftly creates an adversary, the ruthless farmer, Frederick de Schinkel, who is the only lord of the region, thinks that the land belongs to him rather than the king, and recognizes the danger that Collin poses to his authority. Fighting over the forces of nature and area criminals, Collin is supported by two individuals who have escaped from the grasp of the predatory de Schinkel. As this motley crew starts to establish a tiny settlement in this hostile land, de Schinkel swears revenge, and the argument turns violent, putting Collin's recently formed existence in jeopardy. With obvious political overtones, the story is a compelling tale of a guy struggling to survive in the woods and features action, plotting, and an element of romance, but at the end, it transforms into a gruesome, gothic, and rewarding drama, even though it is a little insane. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.